For years I've been making monsters to pay the bills. Now I'm doing it for fun. I'm Tom Devlin, and this is my Monster Garage. What's up, guys? This is our debut episode. It's Friday the 13th, so what better task to tackle than Jason? This is Jason from Jason Goes to Hell. Let's get started. I've had this mask since 1998. It's a fairly good sculpture. I think it was Elusive Concepts. I've wanted to restore it and add an actual rigid hockey mask since the day I got it. This fiberglass hockey mask I've had kicking around the shop for years. It used to be a display piece. It's a little bit warped and beat up, so it's the perfect candidate to make this work. I'm gonna line it up here. I'm just marking the areas that I'm gonna need to cut off to make this part 4 style hockey mask match Jason Goes to Hell's hockey mask. He's got a lot more damage, it's beat up, so I'm just roughing out those areas. All right, here we go. So any of the areas that I've marked, I'm gonna go in with a Dremel and I'm gonna cut them out roughly. Safety first, always protect your eyes. Dremel time, baby. I'm using a cutoff wheel. I like the fiberglass reinforced cutoff wheels. Cuts through this fiberglass like butter. There you have it, we're roughed out. There's a couple imperfections. I'm gonna go back in. I gotta pull these snaps off there. He didn't have them in the Jason Goes to Hell version, so we're gonna pull those off. I'm gonna add some scoring for the battle damage. I'm just gonna nick this with the Dremel, like as if it got cut up with the machete or boat propeller or whatever it was that really beat him up. I'm just gonna round out some of these edges so they don't look so manufactured. Scuffing it up here with some sandpaper just to blend down the old paint. All right, here's Propoxy. This is a 2-part plumber's putty. You just mix it up in your fingers, and I can use this to fill in any gaps, holes. I'm gonna fill in where those snaps were, and also I cut away a little bit too much up here on the forehead where the machete cut is, so we'll fill that in a little bit. All right, we'll try that on. Looking good. Just make sure this is gonna cover. This project's at least 15 years in the making right here. Like I said, I've wanted to make a rigid mask for it since I got it. I bought this mask at Frazetta's Fantasy Corner. That's owned by Frank Frazetta's son, Bill, and I grew up in that shop. I kept that place in business over the summers. Here I'm just hitting it with some primer and then a little bit of whitish spray paint. I'm not gonna go completely white because the Jason Goes to Hell mask has that silver hue kind of coming out of it. This is an old dog leash. I'm just gonna use that for the leather straps, and I'm gonna pop rivet those onto the mask. I lined them up and marked them, and I'm gonna hot glue them on there so I can drill the holes to pop rivet them. Simple rivet gun. There we go, get that last hole drilled in. Awesome, and he's got the overlapping strap here, so we're just gonna pop rivet that strap to itself. All right, there you have it, fits perfect. Now we gotta get this sucker painted. To paint it, I'm gonna use the DNA color system. That's some airbrush paint. I'll have links below. And I'm using the T13 airbrush with a number 3 needle. T13 is by Pache. This is an airbrush they make for me. We'll put a link in the description. If you're interested, you can buy one. I'm just throwing in some tan tones. A little bit of tan tones, a little bit of black. And now I'm going in with the Flesh and Blood DNA color. And I'm just gonna throw that down. The cool thing about DNA color system, it works awesome on latex, foam latex, rigid materials like fiberglass. You can really paint anything with it. Here I'm just gonna cut out the iconic triangle that goes on his forehead, using some masking tape just to mask it off. The DNA paint dries real fast too. That's one great part. I just used DNA Red for the triangle. There it is. Hit it up with a little bit of crystal clear. Look at that gloss. That really makes Jason pop. And here's our finished product. This will make a really cool display. I've been waiting on this for years. I'm so glad I got to do it. What a great first episode. Hope you guys all have an awesome Friday the 13th. And we'll see you next week.